What's up, people? People, Sunday. How's everybody doing on this Sunday evening? We got snow on the ground. I don't know if you do regular that, but we do. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? See what's going on. We're going to talk about some things that have been happening. I don't know if you got another from many of the affiliate clients, letters from many of the member markets that we may be affiliated with. So we're going to talk about that may be the case for you tonight. Yeah, we can't wait for this one to come on. We hasn't been happening like before. But it's been a while. There was a investigation about 5, 6 years ago. I thought maybe 2 years ago. But I had a video, but I can't find it right now. FTC had an investigation Empire Network or someone, Lima, Herbalife. And what happened was not only that Herbalife actually doing business, basically the money's distributed Facebook to lose I go to just a customer. That meaning that you lose making commission every night. So that's what the problem then in the industry is why people not making just making it. I can see it's something that they thought was wrong because it was unfair to certain people that they're not making any money based on membership. Everybody wasn't that's all that was costing something. They're not making that much money from the money. That's what's going on. What's going on with them? Uh, there's been a lot of technical things. Okay. What's up? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? What's wrong? You can't hear me? He's been having some technical issues with this new mic trying to hear me through his computer. Not sure. He's got to set them through the speakers. You're not able to hear me? No. You got to put on the headphone. Hold on. What's going on here?
I can hear you now.
Okay, hold on. What you do? Turn off the TV, Mom? Well, Mom, don't come in the kitchen. It records back. Okay, don't. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Crazy, crazy. I was just telling people that what was going on with the compliance situation.
Yeah, Oh, I apologize. I didn't know my computer was in the middle of rebooting, and it was doing this like 20 minutes before, so I had to wait until it fully rebooted. Going through one of those updates. Yeah.
Oh. It would do. Yeah, you gotta kind of keep an eye on that, or it won't let you get on. Sometimes you can make it re-update later on instead of interfering with when you're trying to use it. Then yeah, I know. And a lot of times they will do that while you're not on. So I don't know.
Usually, and it usually does it at night, but I didn't. I didn't set it this time, so it just
nah.
No, you're gonna get this update.
Yeah. But I was before you got on, I was telling them the gist of the tonight's story is going to be about cause what happened about 6-7 years ago with a bunch of these network marketing companies got hit by the Federal Trade Commission with some unsavory way business practices, and some of them got hit, made them go out of business. One was Vima. The other one was I think maybe it was an Empower Network, and I know Herbalife got hit because they had to pay out $200 million fine.
Right.
And I don't know, do you remember all that stuff that happened back then?
Oh yeah.
You remember?
Oh yeah. It was the talk of the town in the network marketing industry.
Yeah, this ain't the first time. I mean, even Amway got hit with some stuff. They started looking at all of them, because even at the time, most of the people were making commissions only by membership, which is fine, but that was it. They told these companies that they had to have a certain percentage of customers, and that's why we got this letter. Because all this stuff happened about 5-6 years ago when they hit these companies. Let me go to this thing here and show you. I pulled up a thing online about what happened with Vima.
Okay.
I mean, not Vima, but Herbalife. Here it is. Here it is. Herbalife restructure its multi-level marketing operations and pay $200 million for consumer redress to settle FTC charges. Company must tie distributor reward to variable retail product sales and stop misleading customers about potential earnings. That was another thing. The potential earning statements were kind of false. Okay. Herbalife International, let's see. The U.S. business operation had to pay $200 million to compensate consumers to settle a Federal Trade Commission charges that the companies deceived consumers into believing they could earn substantial money selling diet, nutritional supplements, and personal care products. Well, the problem, the commission structure, and we said this before, the biggest problem in network marketing, the commission structure ratio to retail doesn't make you a lot of money unless you got a big team, because it's all based off a team effort and what revenues and stuff come through there. The settlement required Herbalife to fundamentally restructure the business so that participants are rewarded for what they sell, not how many people they recruited. And that was one of the things that happened also with Amway, because they were always basing it off of how many people we recruited instead of the revenue. Well, it was a combination. Revenue was one of the biggest things you had to, as a team, but you bring in, and then as an individual. But the unfairness of it was that you had to have a big team, even when it came to revenue, because they based it off of your buying habits, which shouldn't be based off of that. And the retail price point wasn't fair either. And then the way they were trying to tell people that they had to the best way to build this business was to switch buying habits. Well, to tell people to switch buying habits that they've been doing for 30 years just because you promised a commission that wasn't really big enough to justify the switch. Really, that's really what it was.
Exactly.
You remember all that, Kent? You know, the whole the whole deal was to justify you switching over to their products because they based it off this. They always talked about PV and BV. Well, that's fine if there was a really justification. And even when we joined it, you had to go through an upline. That was another sticking point in the business. You had to go through an upline intermediary to get your products and services because they had this thing called direct. If you couldn't couldn't deal with the warehouse unless you was a direct distributor, which is kind of bullshit. In a sense, that was just the way. That was just a time. And when I guess when I joined it, you had certain products that you had to get through your upline. Then you had certain products that you had to go through a mail order magazine type thing. Okay, remember that?
I vaguely remember that. Yeah, I vaguely remember.
You remember that? So it was divided up in those type of things, but internet changed all that kind of stuff. They couldn't sustain a business that way. Nobody was gonna participate in something like that. I know I wasn't. And even now, today, with the letter we got about a month ago, talking about to maintain your IBO ship, you have to sustain a certain amount of customer base, which I don't know how that's gonna go.
Right.
I mean, with people, how's that going to affect your diamonds and stuff? Because most of your diamond people built their business on membership. Okay, and what revenues went that way? So does that affect them in that aspect? What the problem is going to come about is that I don't see that working too well unless they start implementing some kind of other training on how to market for retail and sales, because they still base their way of getting customers through always running around trying to chase people about it instead of using social to market and sell products and services. And I think what's going to happen, you know how in the day, even online marketing, they were talking about how don't put your products up front. Well, that scenario is going to have to change in network marketing and with the online.
No doubt.
It's going to have to change, which was kind of stupid in a sense, because there's always going to be somebody maybe looking for your products and services. You just got to find out who that market and if your products and services serve a need. That should have been always the case. It shouldn't have been never that you shouldn't market up front. It's just you should be always teaching people, find a need in the marketplace and it will pay you. But there was a bad connotation. We're talking about nobody needs your lotions and potions. Well, that's not true. There's always somebody that needs something that you just have to do the job and find out who it is.
Exactly.
You know? Exactly. And that's when I heard a lot of that stuff, I was kind of like, well, why would you put that out in the marketplace? And then people need to know they need to do the work. They need to be taught how to market. They need to be taught how to find in a marketplace who needs what. I mean, that's all any of this stuff, this sales and marketing is about. I don't care what it is that you marketing or selling, is always trying to find out whether you have you don't try to sell hamburger to vegans or vegetarians. You don't put up a water stand in an area where there's already one or a where there's no traffic. I should say. Well, one thing about traffic, there's always going to be traffic. What our job is to do is attract that traffic to our store. Everybody talking about attracting traffic or creating traffic. No, we don't need to create traffic. We need to redirect traffic because there's always going to be traffic. We need to learn to attract the right traffic to our platforms, our store. And that's what the whole attraction marketing situation scheme is about. But we use a lot of terms that are really not cohesive in what needs to be really done. And this is why I think a lot of people struggle, because there's a lot of stuff that's been said over the years that really is outdated. They don't need to use it no more. And like I said, I wish they would quit using the term prospecting. Okay, we're not digging. We're not digging for gold. We're not shuffling around people that they're not interested. You'll know this by having a conversation. We need to start using wordage like this is supposed to be network marketing, right? We need to use the word networking and marketing. We need to replace the term prospecting with networking and maybe use the word prospect. That's a whole different connotation. But what's happening now, there's a compliance problem in the industry. And probably this is why you started seeing little more like Aaron Birch and some other people were marketing all this like collagen and anti-aging type stuff where you didn't see it before, because there's been a surge in customer revenue that needs to be made through these companies that weren't doing, and that percentage had to be done if you was going to, I guess, keep your distributorship or whatever they called it in the affiliate that you were connected. What is your thoughts on this, Kent?
Well, it's an idea as far as being compliant. I think my take is the folks who are let's just say in Amway who are diamonds and possibly some emeralds. I think it's going to and maybe it's set up this way to weed out. It's going to weed out some IBOs who are quote unquote non-productive or have not had a verifiable customer sale or have not had a member or customer in their particular business, and it's going to cause a significant. Initially, I think it's going to cause a significant dent, and maybe this is their way of making that what you call in the market, making that correction.
Well,
it's going to I don't know if it's going to solve the issue that they may be having in reference to the FTC, but basically it's just saying that, hey, if you're not being productive, if you're not establishing a customer base, or if you're not having a verifiable sale, you're pretty much done.
Well, I know when I re-registered in December, they asked if you wanted to be what was the term? A high-end customer, which you still get the IBO discounts, but I guess what they're saying that you wouldn't be able to acquire the PV and BV just as a customer. And there's some other thing in the letter they're talking about maintaining a customer base. There's a clock that you will count down, or they'll downgrade your. Well, one of the things they should have done, and see I wish I could find that email. I should have kept it. When they initially said this, the connotation to me was directed more towards new IBOs. Okay, it didn't say that it was directed towards the current IBOs. It was directed more towards the IBOs who were, new coming in there. So then in January, when I got the letter, email, whatever, stating that this was, I guess everybody, I was like, well, damn,
Yeah, exactly.
They just changed all that shit. But see, that's where I keep telling people, stop telling new IBOs this is your business, because this is why people go to different ones or join or quit one and go to another, because they change some rules, they change the compensation, they do all kinds of crazy out of the way shit that doesn't comply with what people got in there for the first place. I don't know. My thing is, if they don't start training people or have trainings on marketing and sales, ain't gonna make no difference. Or networking. There's going to be a significant change in the market as far as trainings within these companies. I think that's where we could come in as since we belong to My Lead System Pro, because of the training and tools that we have available. We could offer those type of training and tools to a number of those companies for a fee. It ain't got to be part of, that eliminates, back in the day, they were talking about this cross-lining stuff, which was kind of stupid in its sense, because it created a culture, a cult environment to me. And if you guys are all under the same umbrella, what you're saying that then you're in competition with everybody within this umbrella. There's a whole lot of things that they said that, well, we're here to help, but you're not there to help. You can't say that you're a business owner, yet you're going to make all these mandates with all the other things that really doesn't comply with everybody. And then say, well, you can't talk to this person because that's cross-lining. Well, hold on. Am I independent? Just one of the things I got in a discussion with some people, I said, you got to be two things. You got to make up your mind what the label. Are we independent business owner, or are we just contracted workers for you? Can't have both, because you're telling them as an independent, you're not selling us that. You're saying on another breath that we can't talk to somebody outside, or you shouldn't talk to this or that. Look, people, we're independent. If we're independent business owners, we should be able to market or do with our business as we please, as long as it's ethical.
Right.
But they were trying to tell you can't. Like that time I said that I had a sale with this guy over in India, and the company was trying to tell me that because I wasn't a director or something, that what's his name? Jasudian was the one that was going to be reaping the benefits. I said, y'all kiss my ass.
Mm-hmm.
I said, he didn't connect with this lead. That was mine. I don't give a shit. I told the lady, I don't give a shit what he does over there. If he didn't, and the guy didn't want to talk to him, he wanted to deal with me. So I said, y'all's business model is for the birds. And they're trying like, well, how did I get a hold of somebody in India? It's the thing called the internet, and there's another thing called social media, dumb shit. How the fuck you think I got it? You know?
Right.
I don't have to be over in India to connect with people anymore. See, that's why I see your damn business models are fucking outdated, because you guys want to come with that bullshit and talking about, well, I have to go through. No, I don't have to go through nothing. The people don't want to deal with y'all.
Right.
Okay? They want to deal with people they built a relationship with, not some fucker that just because he got a diamond ship or emerald ship or some bullshit like that. Ain't got nothing to do with it. It's all about the relationship that you maintain. I said, you're always talking about maintaining a friendship. You get a distributorship. Well, I'm gonna tell them you tripping over your own schwang with the shit that you just said. See, those are kind of things. The biggest problem in business today, as I've gotten older, I find out people, they don't mind you being successful, but they don't want you to be critically smart and and be successful in that. They want you to be successful under their strict rules and mandates. That's bullshit. If this is supposed to be free enterprise, let it be free enterprise. Other than that, ain't nothing but a glorified job. And I'm not I'm not a subordinate of yours. And that's the way they were kind of treating this shit. And I was getting really kind of pissed off with this. I'm not doing that. It's the same thing with the excess thing. They try to tell me, well, what is this guy going to do with all that excess? Who the fuck cares what they're going to do with it? It ain't. It's nothing. It's none of your business or mine unless they pay for it. The transactions made through the line of chain, or command, or what you want to call it. If they want to shove the can up their ass, that's their business. If they want to take cans of excess and bathe in it, that's their business. You don't got nothing to say about it as long as money's been transferred and they pay for it. You know, it was stupid shit like that. I don't know if anybody's experienced ignorant shit. That's what we call it. This is why these companies been getting hit by the FTC. Like, I don't know what happened with Vima. You know what? I like to find out. Vima got hit with the FTC also. Vima lawsuit. Let's see. FTC returns more than $22 million on Vima affiliates. Yep. Vima agrees to a ban on pyramid scheme practices. See, this is another one. Got hit. Vima agrees to ban pyramid scheme practices. Let me see. Let me go back here. Share this with you. Because they got hit with it also. I think they went out of business though.
I believe they did.
Vima, here it is. FCC settle charges. Under a settlement with the Federal Trade Commission, Arizona-based Vima company will end the business practice of the FTC alleged created a pyramid scheme. The multi-level marketing company which sells health and wellness drinks through a network of distributors called affiliates will be prohibited under the federal court order from paying an affiliate unless a majority of that affiliate's revenue comes from sales to real customers. Yep, see, that's the problem. And compensation plans that rewarded recruiting over sales continue to play the MLM, and Jessica Rich, director of the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection, MLM companies must ensure that their promotional materials aren't misleading and that their compensation programs focus on selling goods and services customers. See, this is what happened. This was 2015. This happened. Okay. So, I don't know. Let me see. See, were they shut down? Let me see. And this is not to be knocking network market. Be very aware of what's going on with businesses today, because these people, you're dealing with people. 238 million in fines. The company was prohibited from paying commissions, recruiting new members, and offering rewards from purchases. Could not continue other parts of it. I guess they got shut the fuck down.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got shut down, people. So, you know, this is the type of thing that happens. And this is what you got to watch. You're dealing with people, and people, men, you know, we dealing in an area of folks don't want to, there's agree. This is why we are suffering. You know, there's what, 400,000 jobs that were made. The job thing last month in January, despite all this Omicron. But what's happening is the pandemic and the inflationary thing that's happening that's cutting into revenue. So you got that problem going on with the market, and then you got all the shipping deal problems that are happening because of the viruses. People are not, they're short of people are sick. Yes. People are not wanting to go back to work in the same way they did before the pandemic and stuff. So you got a lot of issues. America got a lot of problems they got to deal with. It's just like I was talking to a guy about my personal, my business email. And this is the thing that really fries my rights. I had to redo some things, change my password. The communication with some of these technical companies is so bad. It's bad to say. It seems like it's ran by these Gen Zs and stuff. They don't communicate very well. When I got an email saying that my password was changed and updated, but it didn't say that it takes 3 to 5 business days to take effect. When I was trying to sign in, I couldn't get in. So I had to call back. They saying, well, yeah, it takes this. I said, why the fuck why does your email don't indicate that kind of stuff to the customer? You know, it's those little things that act like that is not important. It's important, people. And this is why folks get pissed off about shit when it comes to online. It's just like they need to force all these social media companies to have a customer service in to talk to somebody when you have some issues. That needs to be a mandated thing with FTC. Okay, how you gonna help your customer? You can't even talk to nobody on Facebook. Okay, people getting hacked. People are having different. See, this is the problem with all this technology here. One of the biggest problems with technology in this country is 50 years behind. You know, IRS has software that they're using back in the 50s, 60s. This is one of the reasons why people didn't matter if they did paper or electronic 2020 tax filing, haven't got returns yet. Okay? Because they saying they're short, they got people working from home. What they got to do with tea in China? Y'all should have a system that still is able to process stuff efficiently. But come to find out that you got outdated software, well, that's the damn problem. We cannot keep patting ourselves on the back about how great America is when you can't keep up with what's going on in our world that's been almost 30 years, 3 decades in the digital age. You can't do it. I'm tired of hearing how great America is when you're fucking up left and right when it comes to technology. And you got some of these people in our government that don't want pass the bill back better because they got to burr up their ass talking about it's too much money. But the last administration spent a whole lot of money that they didn't pay for to their cronies, free money, unearned money. Didn't earn shit. All right, this is the kind of shit we're gonna run into. I think we as a people, I'm getting into the little political thing, but see, a lot of y'all don't understand how politics and business run together. Finance, we're you know the biggest thing about network marketing stuff. That's why they don't like the book 8 New Rules of Money, because it talks about what some of the rich people do, how they fuck over some of the working class. Basically, that's what they do. And this is not to say I'm against free enterprise or rich, but
right.
If you continue to fuck over the people that subsidize your businesses, if you're selling something or whatever business you're in, it takes marketing and sales. I don't give shit what it is. People talking about, well, I don't sell anything. Well, you sell, yes you do. You sell bullshit. You got to sell something to create revenue. Right. Whether it's bullshit or something tangible, you selling something. And this is where people don't want to recognize this stuff. And this is where one of the reasons why I've developed this platform, because I think my job coming to fruition is to call out some bitches like this. Whether they get pissed off or not, I don't really give a damn. Business associates or not. Because if you're not going to make this thing an even keel or some way where we all can do what we need to do if we willing to put the work in. See, the biggest problem is they want to say certain groups of people are not willing to put the work in, but they do everything in their power to make it harder or stop people to have tools and services to do that. This is why they wanted to slow down the internet back during the Trump administration, because they understood there was people making money hand over fist through the internet, and they were competing with big companies. That's why Sears and all these other companies went out of business. They couldn't compete. Barnes and Noble, not Barnes and Noble, but Borders Bookstore,
Circuit City,
all these record stores and all these stuff went out of business because they didn't change their business model to compete and run in the 21st century.
Radio Shack. Who would have thought?
Radio Shack, all them damn companies.
Yeah, who would have thought Radio Shack would have? I wouldn't have guessed in a million years. But
well, if they didn't adjust to the climate, they deserve to go out. I don't care if Amway has been around 63 years. If Amway does not adjust, or any of these places adjust their business model and stuff, they don't deserve to stay in the marketplace, because they become an antiquated, out-of-date type company. They run their course. I said, I hope there's some of y'all that are part of Amway and go back and tell some of the people that are. Be glad to have a conversation with you. Because of the simple fact that
we welcome you on the show. Definitely.
Yeah, we welcome you on the show. And I'll give you reasons why you are starting to be an insignificant part of the marketplace. Okay? It shows. I ain't scared to say it. If I was in front of your face, I'd say it. But
because the compliancy rule came out for a reason.
Yeah. And if you're not willing to adjust your training or bring to the market some training. You know, they say you get paid based off of what you bring to the market. That's Jim Rohn. You get paid by what you bring to the marketplace, what value you bring to the marketplace. And if you ain't bringing no value, the market ain't gonna pay you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you bring in old, antiquated bullshit that doesn't jive to the marketplace, you don't deserve to get paid. Y'all can be around here 200,000 years, and if you still running shit so antiquated, I said this once before. People like, people were talking about what network marketing is a business of making people business. Okay, and your point. People act like you can't. If it was saying that you can't connect with people, being friends, using social media and all that stuff, then why did they come out with all this online dating, Match.com? What's the other? There's a whole lot of
Zeus or Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, all these dang on places that people are connecting because it's got leverage to it. Everybody don't have time and don't want to make the time to go meet somebody at a bar that they probably shouldn't have met in the first place. And then with the craziness that's going on out there, they want to cut to the quick. Ain't no sense in meeting with somebody that you ain't got nothing in common with that or that's a wackadoo, you know.
Right.
And it's not going to be matched up with some wackadoo, but you can make a judgment call. Now, I know kids are causing problem with kids because they're not responsible for what your kids should be seeing on the internet and all that. A 6-year-old don't need one of these right now. They don't know nothing. But well, why? Why would you get a 6-year-old one of these? Okay, you need to wait till they like at least preteen or something, and they really don't need one of these unless they're going to use it for school or start some kind of use the internet for constructive stuff. But just to give them one of these because it's cool, you're asking for a lot of trouble. That's why you get all these predators, people. I wouldn't give my kid one of those at that young age.
Oh, Mel didn't have one, and I wasn't too keen on her having it when she was 12. But you know, I understood the way things were going, so forth and so on, and my daughter's mother, you know, she said, well, they can use it for school and this and this and that. And I said, okay. I'm like, but well, as long as we're able to keep it monitored, because obviously social media hadn't even begun to take on a connotation that it has now, but it was still
right.
I said, but we still want to be careful about who has her number, who doesn't, or any of the kids, not just
or who has her attention.
Right.
Yeah.
So she said, "Oh yeah." So that's one of the few things me and my baby's mother agreed on. So
yeah, well,
that's another show.
Yeah, that's a different talking point.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to this tech guy on GoDaddy about all this kind of stuff. He said we're in a crossroads in this country where we either put up or shut up. Because if we're going to compete in the Western world or anywhere with anybody, everything needs to be changed over to broadband, digital, not DSL. It needs to be cyber optic type of deal for communication. Because if they're bringing an Intel here to Columbus, Ohio, everywhere needs to have fiber optic in the city.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes.
If it's not, it's just not going to be no need for Intel to be here. It cannot function, and the people that will be moving here to get jobs can't do their job.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that why this Build Back Better needs to be passed because of that kind of stuff. See, we're Columbus, they're starting to say that maybe become the Midwest Silicon Valley.
Right.
This is why they're building all these apartments and shit out here.
Yep.
Around, because it's expected to get all these people coming here from California and whatever. That's what's driving the cost of living up in this month. It's going to become a tech center.
And they plan to expand 161 too.
Yeah, we got to be in the forefront of all this kind of stuff what's going on, because this is how we're going to be communicating, working. That's why over there on Hamilton Road going towards going towards Dublin, Upper Arlington and everything. They're expanding. When I took the car to get fixed, they're driving like on one side into a 5-lane thing. They're expanding all that kind of stuff because there's more. They've built all this stuff out that way. They got condos, apartment, whatever. So there's more traffic that's increased.
Mm-hmm.
So all this kind of stuff is happening and people are not being aware of it. Just like you got more white folks moving in this neighborhood now, back in it because it's so centrally located, the downtown 670, 71, you're centrally located to every, highway stream. So the problem is going to be that people got to be aware. And the problem I see that's happening right now is part of my generation of baby boomers. See, I think I'm born so much on the latter part of the last year, the 50s, almost in the 60s. Most of the people that I know that are older than me are like from mid 50s to the beginning, and they just don't have the foresight of stuff. I don't know if it's because of how they were raised or I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. When with all this stuff is going to happen, there's going to be a lot of different things that you're going to have to comply with, even with business. Besides the network marketing thing, you're going to have to, I said 10, 15 years ago that social media, computers are going to be a necessity in your household. Oh, I don't need this. I don't want to do that. Okay. Now, when this pandemic hit, everybody was scrambling. And I said, I'm not. This is why black folks and brown people got hit with this virus, because they didn't have an alternative way to work. They were forced to be out in that shit, dealing with all that mess out there and getting exposed to people that they didn't need to have to get exposed to. You always need to have an alternative thing that, because people were getting, it's not that, I don't think it was that physically that black folks were more susceptible in that aspect. They were more susceptible because of where they had to go and where they had to work at.
Exactly.
That's why they were more susceptible. Even back in the day when MERS and SARS happened, it didn't affect people as much because I guess it was handled better. But I'm telling you, if anything, this whole thing, now they're talking about, I don't know if you've heard this, they're talking more about we're maybe going into an endemic with this virus now.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I've been hearing all these people talking all this stuff coming to an end because of the, I like, okay, y'all talked that shit once before. And and then look what happened. So
be careful with that, because
what they be saying. I ain't paying that much attention to what they're saying, because I think a lot of it's bullshit. And I think a lot of times they need to slow their roll on what really is going on, and they need to, and more. I saw online that they're stating that this thing may have started in a lab. I'm not saying that it was done as a bioweapon. I think
Right.
they did somebody fucked up and they escaped. That's why I believe that happened. And that those type of things happen. But just own up to this shit. That's all people want to add. Just own up to this shit. Y'all fucked up. It got out of hand. It got spread through people being careless. And let's go from there. But don't be trying to hide it and say it jumped from a pangolin to a rooster and all that old bullshit. Ain't nobody. I mean, come on. They really want to think people. And then when they said that there was some virologists said, well, no, that shit takes a long time to do that kind of shit, to go to that kind of intermediary to go to humans.
Right.
So that scenario has never washed and been proven to be viable. So the one that's been making more sense, they fucked up and they got out of a lab.
Exactly.
For whatever the hell they were doing. I don't know what your thought on that, Ken, is, but that just makes more sense.
It does. And I know we don't want to, say it was came out of China, but if that is the case, because the gentleman, one of the doctors who's this stuff is lethal. I mean, he died when he was trying to get the word out, and this was like, probably about maybe the second month that it was even talked about when the virus got out, and the Chinese government was trying, hey, you need to be quiet, but he was
they hush hush.
They
kept it hush hush, and then the man died. Then they got we were y'all fucked up, really. This is not no conspiracy, and that's already known out there.
Yes.
Okay. So to try to hide it as if nothing really happened is bullshit. And then our own government, with this wackadoo we had for a president, was jumping on. I mean, even though he said something about it probably might have come out of this lab, but he still made it act like it wasn't a serious thing.
Right.
They knew. Right. They knew back then. They knew back in October of 2019 there was something going on.
Well, and even though I'm not a big fan of George W. or what we call 43, as they number the presidents now, but 43. He even said, in a speech, he said, we are setting, or we're putting in place a system that, because they even said the disease is going to happen, a pandemic is going to happen, but what we're trying to do is put a system in place where we can attack it head on and be at the front of it instead of the backside catching up, because by then it will be too late.
Right, and then what does the orange man go do? He gets rid of he goes and get rid of all the system that could have got in front of this thing that Obama had even enhanced. And that's why we're in this. We got in the situation where almost 900,000 people died because of that bullshit. Yeah, let's face it. That was really mostly on his watch. It started on his watch because of what he did. I don't care how much y'all want to try to blame Biden for a lot of stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff that last administration could have helped, where we wouldn't have been in this situation.
And you and I said this before, Greg. If he would have put even an eighth or a tenth of implementation of those policies the way he did trying to run for re-election, for all we know, he would still be in office. Matter of fact, he would be still in office.
He fucked himself with what he did with the pandemic, really, because he would have got another term. I'm not a fan of him, but the facts are facts. If it wasn't for this virus, he'd have got another term.
Yeah,
in office, but when he didn't handle that situation the way he needed, and then it started affecting the economy. It started affecting all the economy of the power brokers and shit. They said, "Oh, that fool has to go," because people who they wasn't, expect to get it, got it, because they didn't know what the hell it was doing, what was going on. It was affecting every part of our economy, and it was under his watch. And then he was trying to play this role like it was just some kind of another flu. No, nigga, motherfucker, it ain't that. See, that's he messed he stepped in his own shit. That's all. And that's what happens when you try to play that role and then don't, I don't know. So, but it's all that kind of stuff. You compliance, there's always this compliance in a lot of stuff. If you look at your job, they got you to comply in different things. I don't know. It's like we are losing Kent. Hey, what's going on? What the heck happened? Kent got kicked off. Oh, Kent got kicked off. I don't know what happened. What happened?
I started losing the signal, and then it just.
I know it's something always. We're almost at the top of the hour. What we got going on this week is something that everybody should be running to, I believe. We got a summit that everybody can afford to join, because if you want to understand how to run an online business, there's a link right below here on the lower third that's going to allow you to get access plus 30-day access to the training system and tools that me and Kent use for 30 days for $1. You'll get access to top trainers. You'll get access to other coaching after that. This summer is going to be an 8-day thing. You'll get the recordings and all that. If you can't make them all, that's fine. You'll get the recordings.
Yes.
It's something you shouldn't pass up, people. We're in the second month of the first quarter of 2022. Okay? We're going to have 2 more months before we go in the second quarter, folks.
Yes,
next month's the third month, March. This is a short month. So once we hit in April, we're going to hit the second quarter of 2022, people. Like I said, life ain't going to never be a perfect time to do anything. Okay? Right. There's not going to be a perfect time for anything. There's not going to be what me and Kent has been learning for the past few years from this training system and from the people that are going to be giving this summit. This is something you need to hit on. It's $1. Y'all can find $1 anywhere. This training, this information that you'll get is worth thousands of dollars. It could cost you that much. They could be pushing that much amount of money. They're giving it to you for $1. It's a steal. It's almost free. You're not going, I don't care the top network marketers marketing affiliates aren't giving this information out. And not for this amount of money, $1 for 8 days. Plus you get a bonus of coaching for 30 days. If you're wanting to learn and get ahead of the game in 2022, y'all need to be here. Y'all need to be here. It starts this Wednesday, folks. It starts this Wednesday. It runs for 8 days. Me and Kent will be there since we are members. Yeah, we get it free because we're members. If you a member, you get it free too. But $1 is basically always free. I said y'all can find $1 a change in your bed or your car or your couch, or left in some pants in the laundry. I don't know. But don't tell me you can't afford $1 because I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Don't tell me you ain't got no time when you can get to record it because I don't want to hear it.
Right. And we know some of y'all out there. I hate to get raw with this, but if you can spend $1 on one of these porn sites, spend $1. Yeah, I had to go there. Yeah, I had to go there because it is out there. You can spend $1 on one of these porn sites. You can definitely spend $1 and invest in yourself.
I don't know. They spend money on, like I said, Starbucks. Starbucks costs you more than $1. One day you spend $3 to $5 on the Starbucks coffee. This you spend $1, you'll have information for life. You can do anything, anywhere. Okay, information is power, but implemented information is more powerful. Okay, you can't do nothing. Like I said, there's not going to be a perfect time, people. There's not going to be a perfect scenario to do this.
Exactly.
If you're waiting for that kind of situation set up, look, this 2022 hadn't started out good with me. I had furnace problems. I had car problems. Couldn't go to the store. Then I had a great aunt that passed away on me a couple weeks ago. And then my cousin Ricky's sister passed that he was taking care of. So it's a whole lot of shit. There's no perfect day. There's no perfect situation. There's no perfect nothing. If you're waiting for a perfect, you're going to be waiting. And this is a time, this may never come around again, folks. This opportunity may never come around with all that for $1 that you're going to get. How you think me and Kent learn how to do a lot of shit like this? It's from this system. It's from this system that we've been around for a few years. Yeah. That's how we learn. If you want to work from home, start a home-based business, you need to get on this roadmap to Rockstars because there's 17 people that are working from home doing 6-7 figures from their computer or from their device. Yes, it's possible, people. You just got to invest and learn some skills. You want to get out of your job, you're going to have to learn some skills outside of a job that you've been stressing about for the past 5, 6 years or 10 years or wherever, how long you've been.
Right.
If you're not willing to do that, then you can't not complain. You cannot complain. Black folks, get off your duff about what white folks do because they gather as a community and put stuff together like that. Black and brown people need to learn that kind of shit. More black folks need to learn that shit. If you keep trying to do everything so separately, you're never going to have nothing.
Exactly.
It takes a community of people. Content, community, cash flow. If you don't learn those 3 C's of how to make it in any, watch all ethnic groups and stuff. There's no excuses anymore. I don't want to hear about white man. I don't want to hear about slavery. I know there's Black History Month. I don't want to hear about all those are piss poor fucking excuses now. Okay? The opportunities are here, and we're presenting the opportunities right here. Roadmap to rockstars.com. Success 2013. That's all I got to say about that shit. You know, if you're not willing to spend a dollar, ain't nothing I can help you with.
Yep.
Ain't nothing nobody can help you with. It ain't about me. It's about helping you and helping yourself.
Yep.
If you're not willing to help yourself, I don't know what to say. Got any other thoughts or criticism of things, Kent, when we close this thing out?
Hey, that's the bottom line, you know. Yeah, I will highly encourage you to come to this number. Just like Greg said, there's 17 different folks, 17 different perspectives. One of them it can be your ticket the way to get your online home-based business to the next level, or your home-based business started in the right direction. All you need is to just invest that dollar in yourself, and reach out to Greg or myself, and we'll meet you halfway. We just ask that you make that investment in yourself for $1.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. It's there. We're presenting it. Nobody else is presenting it to you. So with that being said, like I always say, hey, you know, if you drop dead on your desk today or your work, they'll put your job in the paper before your obituary. That's Les Brown. That's not me saying that. Okay? So with that being said, my name is Greg Smith. This is Kent Robinson, business partner unknown since 2007. We're here every Sunday, 7 o'clock. Here to help. You can reach out to us. Okay? With that being said, you guys take care. Be safe, be warm, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Take care, everybody.